females. All right. Why is it so? Because somebody who is coming on the media to talk about, excuse me, please.
Dr. Bechi is around.
Dr. Bench.
Bechi. He said he's Dr. Bechi.
Yeah, yeah, right.
You have a special seat for him.
Okay, Reverend will be going. However, is it possible the Reverend has gone? So we can let him come and take that seat.
Okay.
So if you are going to the air to speak to people, okay, should you go with the conventional issue, okay, or should you go as somebody who has done enough research, okay, but they don't normally do that. So in actual fact, as we speak, there are more males than females in the world, in most parts of the world. In other words, this graph, for example, is showing us number of males per 100 females as of July 2021. Okay, so we go to Canada. Okay, if you have been about, then you have 99 females. It means there's one person in Canada who won't get a wife. That is if we should take it to the right. Then you go to US, and for every 100 males, you have 98 females. But if this is not powerful enough, let's go to United Arab Emirates. For 100 females, we have 228 males rather. So it means I turned it upside down. All right. In my first submission, the fact is rather that for every 100 females, there are 99 males in Canada. So it is one female who won't get a husband. The same thing applies to the US. But when we look at the situation in the United Arab Emirates, then for every 100 females, there are 228 males. What about Bahrain? 164 males to 100 females. Then Kuwait, 156 males to 100 females. What about Qatar? 266 males to just 100 females. So it means that if we are to look at it from a literal perspective, then there's a likelihood, because you haven't traveled somewhere, you would have heard the females also saying that God wants us to marry more. And so we need to be sure of whatever philosophy that we are living with. If the reason why somebody wants to marry more is because of numbers, then for so many people in this world, they will have problems choosing numbers. In actual fact, those things were not so in the beginning. But what happened was that in the era where there was a lot of wars, men went to war, and more men died in those days. And so there were fewer men. And that is why it became all right for a man to marry more, because a lot of the men will die at war, and there will be plenty females. All right. So when you go to Kuwait, for example, will somebody there advocate that the female should marry plenty? You see, so let's look at how we look at things carefully, so that we don't draw conclusions based on bias. So far in the world, from the 1960s coming, there have been more males than females in most parts of the world. Of course, there are some places, so there are some countries where you will still find more females than males or more males. Okay, and then we put the whole human population together. Females could constitute 49.7, and the rest will be males. And so females are not necessarily a minority or a majority in every country, but on the whole, if we put the world together, females constitute 49.7%, whilst more than 50% of the people are men. In fact, another thing about the conference is that it is intended to empower you to take critical actions. And those are actions which are needed to overcome problems which are of local and international concerns. Yes, so let's wait for some time. I will introduce it. I will introduce it. Yeah. I'm so seated in the yet. You give him that. I can tell him that I will introduce him. So there are certain actions that we need to take, and those actions need to be based on evidence. They are supposed to be based on facts that are real, not emotional facts, not facts which have just been passed on from generation to generation. And so at the conference, we seek to help you to take some of those needed action. And never fact, by the time we leave here today, you identify so many actions that you, as an individual, need to take. And so you must be willing to be empowered. Say, I must. Say, I am willing. Yes, you must be empowered. You must be empowered to be able to deliver. The conference is meant to convey the university to the very best sense of people across Africa and beyond. The university, did you know only few people get the opportunity to come to the university? And so there's a school, there's a body of knowledge that is confined to only few people. This conference seeks to actually send the university there. The first time the conference was held in Accra, it was in Achimota district. So many people came. I think people from about 32 churches came together. We spoke about chronic kidney diseases. The conference was not done in English because majority of the people understood Twi, and so it was done in Twi, and I was able to actually speak fluently with Twi added. And when I finished, a certain woman came to me and said, Dr. Hayford, today you've made me feel that like I have gone to the university lecture hall. Then I remember that lady asked so many questions during the conference. And even when she came to me, she also asked so many questions. I realized that if she has not understood the concept, she wouldn't be able to ask those questions. Then she said that when she finished middle school, she did not continue again. The middle school is at GHS. But she says she watched movies together with the children, and some of them, they see both local and foreign university lecture halls. And that is why she knows university lecture halls, because sometimes as part of the movies, the people there will be students in classroom and there will be a lecturer. And then she indicated that, so she has really been to university. Now she can boast that she has been to university before. At that time, I had not, in fact, on that day, I didn't tell them that the conference is meant to bring the university to the very doorsteps of people. So as soon as she said that, then I realized that this vision has been achieved. Wow. Say wow. We must convey the university to the very doorsteps of people across Africa and beyond. Say we must. We will convey the university to the very doorsteps of people in Africa and beyond. Say we will. Great. Gratitude. We praise God. So why must we praise God? It is because we know that where there is a will, there is a way. Because it looks like this mission is not possible to convey what is done at the university to the very doorsteps of people. It looks so impossible. But once there is will, there is a way. And once you are here today, I know that one day, together with you, we will carry the university to the very doorsteps of the people. So with God, all things are possible. All things are possible with God. And that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Maybe for those who are Christians, maybe they really want to say we can do all things through Christ. But the Christ here has to do with the Word of God. The Word of God, which became flesh. the word of God, which became flesh. And so when Paul understood that Christ represented the word of God, then he says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. In other words, he was strengthened by the word of God to achieve. Because whatever God has said in his word, okay, it's possible. No matter how it seems, you can achieve it. I don't know what God has told you, but you can achieve it. So we can. Say we can. We must. We will achieve. Yes, we will. So the vision is to reach out to both the literate and the illiterate, the people who have schooled and people who haven't schooled formally. The conference is intended to help participants to build a solid portfolio. Yes, because this is one of the main things. Never that when it was conceived on the university campus, I realized that okay, once I'm here, I must help my students to be at a competitive advantage. But when we did some last week, we had people attending the conference from Kumasi, and they are not part of our school. Wow. Very soon I will introduce you a man who is here. He's not part of our school, but he has heard of the conference and he has traveled far to come for the conference. Very soon I will introduce to you a man. Then I read that thing. So now people are coming from K University today as we speak. As we speak, there are people at K University who have actually registered for the conference and they seek that we organize it there. Wow. So how will it remain a competitive advantage to only our people? Anyway, our people will benefit more because being here won't be able to travel that much. And so our people have more captions than others who will be traveling only once in a while or where we can reach out to once in a while. So our people will remain at a competitive advantage when it comes to the development of their CV and things like that. So we must not leave any stone unturned. We will not be able to achieve everything that we want to do. Who are the signatories of the conference? Who are the signatories and the chairpersons of the conference? You saw one not long ago, Reverend is one of the chairpersons. Reverend actually likes programs that God people. He's somebody who doesn't discriminate. He's an Ashanti man, but I'm telling you, he's able to flow with everybody who comes his way. He even take initiative to make friends with people, irrespective of their background. Yeah, he doesn't, in fact, when he looks at a person, he does not see the background, he sees an image of God. And so when he's approaching you, he's dealing with you as an image of God and not somebody who is just reduced to a particular group in society. No. So he has an esteem, he's one of them. Then we have a professor, emeritus professor Bernard Waterloo. This man is 74-year-old man and is still with the university. Which university? KUSC, University of Science and Technology. He's a signatory of the malaria version of the conference. Malaria version of the conference. Those who have this experience will do the conference again when we resume somewhere in January. Dr. Ida is also a chair of the conference, and Dr. Ida actually was trained by Professor Bernard Waterloo together with myself. So we were both trained by the professor. Dr. Ida was my mate at KNUST and my mate at UEW, because we are both KNUST and UEW. Then Professor Ijaku is supposed to be here. It's possible he will come before we end the session. Professor Kufo is also a signatory. Dr. Ebenezer Jones is a signatory of the program. Well, then what about event facilitation? I have some of them in picture here, and some of them are really here. So Dainty, for example, is one of them. The next unit, Akiakudi, is also a facilitator or event management. There are people who may not necessarily know more than you, but they can achieve way more. And so you don't have to, there's no room for despising anybody in society. Hello. Yeah, so there's no, I think the battery men, Hello. Of the energizer batteries. All right. Whilst we are waiting for them to change, let me continue. People don't feel the spice because of us about the benefit of education to people in your about university to people in your about university education. Your experience in the university. You are going to have a very long vacation. The body the body of knowledge that you do with it, you need to be able to extend the information to people. By the time you come back, are remote and people have dependents there. Assuming the dependents are not going to live the right way, then the workers may end up having to suffer from a lot of financial challenges. And so you can develop programs. You know, workers have association. You talk, we have an association. NATOC have an association. You can actually develop good programs for their dependents, programs that will promote their well-being. And so when you do that and their people get on well, then the pockets of the workers will also be safe. And so a dependent or family people are supposed to benefit from it. You can reach out to so many families and be their enlightenment. People see the impact. Look, a car, when you set it, just because you are a black man. But let's look at what happened. So in those days when racist presentation have it in the form of a video that people can watch and know what the conference is about. So religious bodies enlightenment is also there. You know, if we don't take a religion, it will take God. You understand? God, you are supposed to reach, you are supposed to learn. Okay, so then look at the bishop of the Roman Catholic. You realize that there are certain things that we need to take initiative to do so we can excel. So when at the call to us, so how is getting their answers, their certificate, and so we self recognizing one of the language students, you can find some teacher here, celebrating my part of being a teacher. You know, I want to wear the chokuri. But what about this fugu? I had never worn some before. When I was here and some past students brought fugu. It's very heavy. When you wear, then you remember that. You remember that when it comes to mangoes, it is in the northern region of so we have so many things, okay, that we are doing about medical education for the call to end malaria for good. On the 18th of July, some students attended this one. They need to give the conference book. This one looks at the consequence of malaria attacks, delving into biological and medical education for us to end malaria for good. For somebody who believes in establishing a family and telling a true storyline of the family. Today, this is the reason why we have natural toxins in. Then there are some more. The pros and cons of investing in the contemporary family sector. But how can we bring so many people on board? How can we bring people from Accra, from Kumasi, from even from here to go and bring a big man? Because remember, most of them are busy on Saturdays, or the days that they have for themselves are the Saturdays and then the Sundays. Natural Reverend is supposed to have been in Kumasi by now. So how do we think people like that? We should be able to do it because we know you co-sponsor us to be able to do. Then again, we look at the growth and development of an admirable professional. The growth and development of an admirable professional. The meaning, necessity, and importance. The meaning, necessity, and importance. We piloted this with the NATOC, recently, no long ago. And then again, when it comes to academic professional development, what about the challenges and how to successfully manage them with integrity is also part of it. So we have so many things that we are supposed to talk about. Let's look at this. Discovering and managing one's identity in the corporate world. This is the business world, the world of entrepreneurship. How do you discover your identity? One day when we meet, we will explore some of those things. By the time you leave, you realize that you know the way forward. So we have so many that we will share with you sooner than later. And so we'll talk about all of them. Plenty conferences talk about, some of them will be face to face like this, some of them will be by Zoom. So even whilst you are going through, you will hear of conference and have to join, you will do advanced notification so that maybe if your area you don't have a lot of network or enough network, you can make it a point to travel to another place and then be able to join. So we don't leave you out. But what is the conference about? It's about respect, status, standard, nature. Ensuring that your happiness and comfort, your security, your health. So in other words, the conference is everything that is supposed to ensure your well-being. But who brings the conference to you? It is brought to you by Prestige Health and Wellbeing Services in collaboration with DH Media GH. This is the YouTube channel that I created for promoting the conference. Do well to subscribe to the channel because it is meant solely for academic and professional development activities. And so you must be able to subscribe and then enjoy some of the things. By becoming an examination officer, some of the things I haven't been able to do, but I'm sure very soon I'll be able to make the place resourceful where you can go there for reference and to get your materials for activities and things like that. The food will be served by the Tolibos tasty treats. So you will taste their jollof rice today. And then friends of Daniel Hayford. So the co-sponsors are supposed to be friends of Daniel Hayford. So when you become a co-sponsor, you are a friend of Daniel Hayford. But I've seen some of the co-sponsors. We have already introduced some. I've seen few ones around. And fortunately, Reverend is still here. So before just one slide to finish with this session. Okay, let's with one slide. I'll call that they should please bring us the co-sponsorship certificate so that we deliver to the few people who have come around the co-sponsorship certificate. It is here. All right, please let me have it. I've seen some of them around. And unfortunately, Reverend is here to do the delivery for us. Reverend will be leaving us very soon, but of course, you'll be with us in spirit. All right, so I have here Miss Latifa Tungari Ali. She is a co-sponsor of the current conference that we are enjoying. Miss Latifa Tungari. Let's welcome her with a hand clap. Miss Latifa Tungari Ali. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, you see, if you are the honest person, you are taking the time. That's smart.
So that is Miss Ali. Miss Ali, she's beautiful. Did you know Miss Ali is a Dr. Hayford's girlfriend? You realize that I know how to choose. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. And then Miss Annalisa Primpong. Miss Annalisa Primpong. Oh, I didn't see her well. Then Mr. Karimu Zakaria. All right. Thank you very much, Reverend, for doing us the honor. So, having presented the co-sponsors, we would like to end the introduction or the overview of what the conference is about. This way, you know all that the Prestige Wellbeing Conference is about. And once again, I invite you to be a co-sponsor. Even after today, for we will organize some not many days from now. Thank you very much, and may God bless us all. All right, so we've sat down for some time. The MC is not around at the moment. We've sat down for some time. Probably let's be on our feet for a few minutes as a way of strengthening our core models. And as we are on our feet, we will listen to the academic song. It is in Latin. And then it has been written in English. So it means that you can quickly read the academic song. Yeah, so you have the power to call the photo and to snap you. If you want his attention, just draw his attention. Don't be shy. In fact, we don't come to conference and be shy. All right. You talk to everybody. You make friends, and the picture is yours. You don't have to pay for it. Yes, please. Mm. Um, it appears that it appears that this won't function for us. So probably let's take our seats. I'm sure there will be an opportunity for us to do the song. I wanted to do that when song. Uh, I don't know. Ask the guy. It's not this song. It's not. All right, then it's okay. I told him about it anyway, but it was anyway. Yeah.
Why not calling me the number for
Oh, no.
for the photograph?
If he's gone, it's okay. Mm. Yeah, so I'll let him come and sit up where bring in a hand. Mm-hmm. Let's check the time. 11:22. Oh, okay. So because we are supposed to try and finish around 12. All right, so we are going to the part two of the event. It's almost 11:22. Okay, we are doing everything to be able to finish so that we can leave here by 12 or something like that. It is possible, but some people will be traveling far and near. And, and, and then again, I heard that some people came at exactly 8 o'clock and some came at 10. So for the sake of those who came early, we will have to also try and close early so they don't get stressed out. But nobody is taking water. Any secret for not taking water? Please bring me water so that if they want to see me taking before they do. Water is life. And yeah, somebody's water is finished, so we can serve the person water. Same as I mentioned before. I've got the deliberation, but she relates too much. All right, so the teacher is taking water. Let me continue. Date. Do you like the fun? continue the next session. We have a visitor in our midst. Not long ago, he was in India. Not long ago. He has a major in environmental science. And he's a Ghanaian based in Kumasi. He heard about the conference and he has decided to be with us. Remember, Reverend indicated that he's a short man, so he won't be here for long. Now that Reverend has vacated his seat, and we are about to begin a new session, we also have someone who will be in the chair for the new session. Mr. Sarkodie will bring to the chairman's seat Dr. Isaac. Dr. Isaac. And we will have the opportunity to hear from him briefly before we leave. He may speak briefly about schooling in India. So he is Dr. Isaac Berchi. Dr. Isaac Berchi. He has specialized in environmental science from India, the School of Hygiene. The School of Hygiene. He also attended the BSc. He did it here. In the Bhutan region, and then also he went on to do his first degree BSc in public health. Public health. So those who are public health people, you have one person who can be useful to you in one way or the other. So then we'll add him to the platform so he can share some ideas there too, especially because today our time is very limited. So thank you very much for visiting us. We are grateful to have you in our midst. Today we have chosen to explore environmental, occupational, and public health risks associated with synthetic chemicals and natural toxins. Synthetic chemicals and natural toxins in what? Okay, so in food, in cosmetics, in but agricultural products in general, and even the ones which are used in mining. We are a body of people. Some are having the science background, some don't have the science background. So in few minutes, we look at some of the key things, and then I'll open the whole topic for us to ask questions and do discussion. As we ask questions, I'm sure we'll be able to delve in so many things. So we would like to look at some few technologies to help those of us who don't have the background to be able to understand some of the things that we'll be talking about. So I'm saying that both chemicals make up all matter. Chemicals make up all matter. However, chemicals do not make up everything. In other words, there are certain things that are made up of chemicals and there are certain things that are not made up of chemicals. But when the thing is matter, when you can say that the thing has mass and occupies space, then that thing is called or has chemical in it. Then things that we refer to as phenomena, let's say energy, heat, light, sound, they are not chemicals. Furthermore, thoughts, dreams, gravity, magnetism are not chemicals. So what then is a chemical? A chemical is any substance consisting of matter and that is the liquid, solid, or gas, as we learned from basic science. Or it is any pure substance or an element, or can even be a mixture, solution, compound, or gas. Or it can be any substance that has defined composition. When we say matter has defined chemicals have defined composition, what we mean is that chemical is always made up of the same stuff. In other words, what constitutes carbohydrates will always remain the same. What constitutes water will remain the same. The issue is, what's the origin of chemical? Some chemicals are natural, and so they are found in nature, they occur in nature, like water, for example, it occurs in nature. Others, like the chlorine, which we use for our swimming pools or for bleaching, they are manufactured. And manufactured chemicals can also be called human-made chemicals, okay, or synthetic chemicals. So today we are chosen to refer to them as synthetic chemicals. So by synthetic chemicals, we mean that we want to focus on chemicals which have been produced or have been created by human beings. The question is, where can we find chemicals in our world? Look left to right and see whether you can find chemical or no. So look at your left side, do you see a chemical? What about the right side, do you see chemicals? Alright, so chemicals are found everywhere in our world. Not about chemicals, when we look at chemicals, you and I, okay, we are made up of chemicals. Yes, so you and I are made up of chemicals. There are different kinds of chemicals. And now we get it also in our food, in the clothes we wear. And so if you are wearing a clothes right now, it means you are put on chemicals. Again, substances like oxygen, proteins, fat, carbohydrates. Are you familiar with these ones? They are all chemical elements. At present, there are 180 known chemical elements. In somewhere in 2010, one mother indicated that 92 naturally occurring elements serve as the building blocks of matter. 92 elements serve as building block of matter, and that the others are not really biologically important. In other words, we say that we have, let's say, about 92 chemicals which constitute the building blocks of all matter that we find around us, and that all the other chemicals which have been made are not. That about 20% of chemicals do not exist in nature. Do not exist in nature. But among the ones that exist in nature, about 6, or let me even use the word, only 6 constitutes 95% of body weight of living organisms. All living organisms have been studied, and the study showed that only 6 chemical elements make up 95% of the body weight of living organisms. Wow. So we use the acronym CHNOPS, or CHNOPS. How will you pronounce this one? CHNOPS, to represent those ones: carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur. They make up the biomolecules. In actual fact, the properties of these elements are essential to the uniqueness of cells and organisms. The 6 elements that make up the body weight of living organisms, their properties actually behind the uniqueness of living organisms that we have. So all these are animals, but you can see diverse varieties of beauty, okay, among them. In actual fact, let's look at something. Those Siberian tigers, there are no 2 Siberian tigers which have the exact same strip pattern, the strips on the body, the markings. You can't find 2 that have the same. Each one has its own unique stripes on its body. Wow. What about human beings? Each one of us has their own unique fingerprints. Now we are about 8 billion people. And I think 8 billion is too many. Over the years, many human beings have existed. None of them, or there were no 2 humans who had the same fingerprints. In other words, each and every one of us is unique. Yes, you are unique, you are different. You are different. Somebody indicated that. I met somebody, and the person said that he's more handsome than I am. Then I told him the truth. that me too, I am more uglier than he is. Because I know I am unique and I usually like, because I've been looking into the mirror and I like the way I look. And so if he described the way he is to be handsome, then so long as I look different, then I will embrace ugliness. So I know that there's something that I have that he doesn't have. There's somebody who hear the same thing and the person will go home crying. So attitude is matters a lot. But what we are talking about here is that no two humans, no two Siberian tigers have the same kind of stripes on their body, the same kind of stripe pattern on the body. Did you know? Water has two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen. And water is the most abundant molecules in cells, accounting for 90% or 70% or more of total cell mass. Water alone, 70%. In actual fact, the brain and the heart are made up of 73% of water. The lungs are made up of 83% of water. The skin has 64% water. And it is believed that if we will not wait until we are very thirsty before we take water, then we can always keep our skin fresh. And that we should rather practice the habit of sipping water more frequently than waiting to be very thirsty before we drink water. Why? Because water is a good component and our environment is such that our system should be nourished. Again, the muscles and the kidneys are made up of 79% water. Even the bones are watery, 31%. 31%. In a man's body, 70 to 80% is water. Cells, blood, and bones contain 90%, 70%, and 22% water, respectively. That is also what has been was found somewhere in 2012. Accordingly, the interactions between water and the body constituent of cells are of central importance in biological chemistry. Do we have chemistry people here? And do we have biology people here? Biological chemistry. In other words, life and the element that makes life, okay, is maintained through interactions between water and the other constituents of the cells. Water is very important when it comes to the biological chemistry or the biochemistry of the body. Salt, for example, is also very important. It contains the element sodium, chlorine, and it's usually sought after by many life forms. If you don't take care, you will think that it is only humans who take salt, but it is not only humans that take salt. Check the birds in the picture here right now. The scarlet macaws, they gather on a salt lake. Yes, they move from where they dwell to go there only to take salt. Now, if we look at the earth crust, it is made up of elements. Okay, so silicon, aluminum, and oxygen are the most abundant chemicals in the earth crust. And then when we look at the biomolecules, like living organisms, mostly we have oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and hydrogen. But we also have sulfur and phosphorus. And this ones, okay, this make up the biological molecule that we said constitute 90%, 95% of the body weight of living organisms. Okay, so in other words, the earth on which we live is made up of chemicals, and our bodies as living organisms is also made up of mostly or predominantly of, or basically of water and other elements. So we are basically a chemical people. So if our body is made up of chemicals, then why should chemicals be of the same? Why should we be looking at the environmental, occupational, and public health risks associated with synthetic chemicals and natural toxins? Did you know potassium, calcium, and magnesium are also elements found in living things. But the most common ones are the ones that we spoke about earlier, just because they constitute 95% of the body weight of living organisms. Check the screen right now. We have what we call pH. So on one side, we see things that are acidic. On the other one, we see things that are basic. I do not know the things that you eat. Okay, so not long ago, I asked you to take water. Did you check whether the water you are going to take is healthy or no? And are you actually supposed to check? And if you have to check, what are some of the things that you are supposed to look out for? One of the key things that we look out for when you are consuming water or when you are consuming anything is the pH. And then the other things are the constituents, because different items have different pH. There are certain things that are highly acidic. Like you can see the cola here, you can see the lemon juice, the beer, okay, the soda, the tomatoes, okay, the bread, the black coffee, for example. You see that they all fall on the acidic side. Then again, we have other things that also fall on the, for example, look at the oven cleaner here. Okay, look at the Great Salt Lake, for example, the baking soda, they fall on the other side. Why are we supposed to know about things like this? The health of living organisms necessitates maintenance of the pH of body fluid within narrow limits. The health of living organisms, the human beings are living organisms. In other words, I can say that the health of every one of us here requires that we maintain the pH of our bodies, okay, within certain narrow limits. In fact, human blood normally has a pH of 7.4. So, in other words, we are slightly basic. We are slightly basic. If human blood drops below 7.0, a condition called acidosis will result. But what about if the human blood goes up? If it goes above 7.8, then another condition called alkalosis will result. And both are actually life-threatening situations. When it comes to doing things that are supposed to reduce the aging or we aging fast, one of the key things is to ensure that our bodies don't become too acidic. Because the more acidic you become, the more the likelihood that you will age faster and also probably die faster. And so, if I know that I must be able to maintain my pH within a certain narrow range, then I must be careful of the things that I buy and what they contain. Because if I don't take care, by the time I grow up, or if you don't take care, now that you've grown up, you've gone through certain lifestyle, and you are already used to or addicted to it. But it is time that you begin to reconsider your way of life, because irrespective of your age, you can actually make a change in certain things that you like or certain things that you dislike. For example, I hear people say that for me, I like this product or I like that product, but that product may be very highly acidic. The home economics people, I don't know if we have some home econs here, they talk about sweet after meals, and now it has become the norm, sweet after meals. Even fruits, you find people eating fruits after meal. But the truth is that fruits is not supposed to stay in the stomach for that long. Maybe maximum 30 minutes, 45 minutes, the fruit should remain. But what if you eat heavy food, let's say food, applying tisol, and then you put the fruit on it? It means that the time that the fruit is going to spend in the stomach may be longer than it is required. There are some evidence to really show that the best way to eat fruit is on an empty stomach. Why? So that the fruit won't get rotten in your stomach, so that you won't produce so much acid that will affect you. It has been shown that people who eat fruits on empty stomach and wait for some time before they eat their meal don't grow quickly. So someone can actually delay growing just by the way the person takes fruit, eating the fruit on an empty stomach and waiting for the fruit to depart from the stomach before eating the main meal. How many of us eat fruit on food, target of our skin or certain things regarding the what about the chemicals? In other words, at the workplace, we can be exposed to chemicals. In our local environment, we talk about the soil. So it's either already hazardous or it's likely to create, or also cause disease eventually, or it can lead to infection, which can actually proceed to disease in humans. Chemicals, idea of public health important because we are already made up of chemicals. Yet we realize that even the pH of our body can change, and if it changes and become for us to be moderate in what we do, or we should be able to ensure balance. Okay, so public health risks may be associated with the activities of humans. A hazard is something that can cause harm. Okay, so an example is chemical. Maybe a banana peel lying on the floor. Okay, that is likely that somebody will step on the banana peel and fall down. Or maybe wet floor. There's a tile floor and the place is wet. That is a hazard on its own. But this is the likelihood that those wires themselves are hazards. In other words, when we refer to chemicals, what do we mean? Okay, maybe when we see chemicals on food residues, for example, or maybe somebody spraying on food few days, let's say vegetables, few days before harvesting. Such a thing is a hazard. The risk is the likelihood that somebody will take that food stuff and fall sick or develop some medical condition. That is the difference between risk. A policy is a system of principles which we put in place to monitor the policy. What about strategy? Strategy is plans, a policy. The target of the policy is even on living organisms of chemical our lives. Where and how? Okay, or how and where do we come across chemicals? We've established that through the food and drinking water we consume, through the products we use, or those we are surrounded by at home, school, recreational waters, we come chemicals, herbicides, and then he fell and the chemical actually poured on him. Then he said, "Natural fact, I know the protocol and what you are supposed to do with plenty water immediately, and then you go to health facilities or a health facility." He said, "I actually washed with plenty water, but I didn't report to health facility." And then you take for some time, and then the headache, okay, you are relieved of the headache or the joint ache or the cold or something. And then you said that, "Oh, now I'm okay." And then after that you will stop. And how will you manage them? Will be time in traffic and the person is ahead of you and the air blows your direction. It means that the person's engine, so long as you remain in the traffic, you'll be inhaling carbon monoxide. Does it have any health implication? Yes. You are supposed to be able to take in oxygen and produce oxygen hemoglobin. Those of you who are conscious, what is the fitness cost of producing carboxy hemoglobin instead of all one of the reasons why people in developing countries don't. What is the current lifespan for people in developing countries? Toxicity could this be? So as we go on, we're able to also in particular vary in their physiological susceptibility from exposure to hazardous chemicals. Moreover, hazardous chemicals. Moreover, right now, chemical technology has expanded exceedingly and in a progressive fashion over the recent decades. In actual fact, it is as if everything of the largest manufacturing industry globally, and the trend is going up. Wow. Chemical sales are projected to almost double from 2017 to 2030. There's going to be particularly in the developing countries. Particularly in the developing countries. Part of the world. Because we live in a developing country, we can have effects on our health unless proper issues. And the management, is it the environmental health officers? Is it the public health officers? Is it the environmental chemists? Is it the educationists? The early grade teacher, the upper primary teacher, the biological scientists, the integrated scientists, who can, or maybe the agribusiness people who are associated with importation and exportation of things and to manage these issues. Because we are saying that the increase in the use of chemicals can have greater negative health effects on health unless proper chemical management is ensured. Who is responsible? Who is supposed to ensure that chemicals are managed properly? We say that this is critical for those of us in the developing world in particular. Why? Why do we say that? Once upon a time, pesticides produced was used in developing countries. More than 50% of pesticide-induced mortalities was rather reported in developing countries. To believe 80%, okay, approximately 80% of chemicals which were produced, chemical pesticides which were produced, was used in developed countries. Now, deaths associated or induced by such chemicals was rather reported in the developing countries.
Wow.
How possible? Once you are reflecting, okay, I want to ask, what do you think is happening or is going to happen right now? Because now the production and use of chemicals continues to grow worldwide, particularly in developing countries. So take note of this statement. The production and use of chemicals continues to grow worldwide, particularly in developing countries. There was a time where 80% of chemicals, okay, like the pesticides in particular, was produced in developed countries, and more than 50% of the deaths associated or reported was reported rather in developing countries. What do you think will happen now that the production and the use is growing, okay, in the developing world in particular? So as you are thinking of what to say, the teacher here will ask, what is the way forward? What is the way forward? According to the WHO, multi-sectoral action is urgently needed to protect human health from the harmful effects of improperly managed chemicals. Multi-sectoral. And when you look at the multi-sectoral, what comes into mind? Maybe people who are into production, business people, or people who are into distribution, or people who make use of the chemicals, or maybe agric extension officers, or as many as you can think of. But if we don't take care, we'll count people, sectors, and forget the community, or we'll forget about individual role in managing chemicals. We need to be able to help. We need to contribute. Remember, we live in a world where sometimes we leave the responsibility to only few people. So maybe we have disease control officers in our community, and we want them to be the only people who manage disease control. Individuals will do virtually nothing. Because a lot of money is invested in disease control in our part of the world, but it doesn't yield fruit because individuals don't participate. Individuals don't involve themselves. Individuals don't change attitude. Individuals don't change behavior. So the multi-sectorial approach that we need here should include what communities, what individuals, what associations, what even student bodies can do. So what will you do going forward as, let's say, Public Health Student Association, or as Chemistry Student Association, International Chemical Society? I think that's the name of your group. Or what can you do as an educationist who will have access to so many people who have not finished developing? Maybe you are going to handle people at the early grade level, upper primary level, GHS level, SHS level. Those people are in their formative years. What kind of attitude, what kind of behavior, what kind of habits can you help them to develop when it comes to chemicals? Because now most of the chemicals are going to be produced here. When a lot were produced from somewhere, we suffered most of the consequences. Now that they're going to be produced here, what do you think will happen to us? So we need to explore. We need to explore. What are we supposed to explore? The scientific evidence. You see, if you don't take care, you think that, oh, as for me, I am not a scientist, so this thing doesn't concern me. Or as for me, I am not an environmental officer. I am not an extension officer. I don't come in contact with farmers. Look, everybody must be part of it. Everybody must, must arise and be part of the show, because we need to do something about the risk management recommendations which have been made. And so to be able to explore the evidence, to be able to put into consideration the risk management recommendations, there will be a need for us to produce or to make use of a lot of knowledge. But the question is, for now, what do we know? Are there things that we know? Yes, we know so much. We know that there are more than 160 chemicals, okay, that at least human beings have been able to identify. More than 160 million chemicals that humans have been able to identify. Then again, somewhere about 30 years ago, it was established that about 100,000 different chemicals were being used around the world. But today we know about 160, up to 160 million. And so how many are being used today? Okay, somewhere in 1994, for example, some reported that about 70,000 different chemicals were being used in the US alone. And that some of those chemicals, at least about 40,000 to about 60,000, are still found in commerce. Okay, so in other words, they are still on the market, and that among the 40 to 60,000, 6,000 chemicals alone constitute 99% of the volume of chemicals which are on the market. So what are those chemicals, and how useful are they? And even the usage, in communities. What are some of the consequences? Recently, also in 2016, a small number of chemicals for which data are available were estimated to cause 1.6 million deaths. 1.6 million deaths. And these deaths, what distribution of these deaths? Which people, which group of people suffer these deaths? And how do these deaths come about? Some come about through poisoning, through heart diseases, through respiratory diseases, the chronic type of respiratory diseases, through cancers. Not long ago, we did not have a lot of cancers in Ghana or in West Africa. But now, when they are talking about skin cancer, we are there. When they talk about throat cancer, we are there. Lung cancer, liver cancer, blood cancer, breast cancer. Why? How? But apart from this one, what about the diabetes? Is it associated with chemicals? And the chemicals, is it a natural chemical or a synthetic chemical? The diabetes, the obesity. Okay, maybe these days we have a program that shows that if you are obese, it's okay. We have a program called DIASA. They don't mean that if you are obese, it is a normal term. That's not what they mean. But the fact that somebody is already obese doesn't mean that the person should be put down. And so there must be a way to also help those people to have confidence in themselves and know that their situation is manageable. And so people who go through DIASA also go through counseling. There are some that may enter the genetic makeup. That is why we say that certain chemicals, we say they are allergenic. And when they change the genetic makeup, it's going to be for good or for worse. So all the time here in Africa, many people don't know that when you cast on your body, maybe to make you the skin. I think in scripture we read that the Ethiopian changes the skin. No, yes. But in those days, look out for the root meaning of changing the skin. Okay, these days, when it was realized that now, and so people will continue the old trends but with different names. Rebranding. You see, in other words, we are supposed to look into it and ask questions about things that have happened over the years and see how we can help manage it for our own generation and the next generation. We have a unique group of people who are going to share of becoming an academic professional. Even if your program doesn't include education, one day, once you choose to work in the university as a university lecturer, you have to do education in environmental chemistry. Other people to learn. That's what teach our family, and their friends. One day to get a society where things won't be done in and then everything is supposed to them. And when you is linked to harm, note that or contaminated food. In fact, nowadays, one of the key things is contaminated food. Why? Because in the consumers want their vegetables to look fresh. They want the chicken to look in a certain way. Okay, so we have people from Agric here. Do we have Agric people here? We have a lot to learn from. Between the year 2000 and 2020, there are over 1,000 technical incidents. Indeed, certain chemicals incidents can have international consequences too. In other words, if we are not handling chemicals properly here in the home, outside Ghana, maybe there's police, maybe there are police, maybe there was police. The last time I stayed on campus for too long, the rain caused won't be able to, park their car somewhere, and then you see them walking through the rain to go to their home. I was working with a certain woman, and I said that, look, you see that we are going through the water to our homes. This water, Professor psychologist, many of you know him as soil scientist, the aspect of soil toxicology. The chemical similar life or the half life of agriculture, but the environmental psychologist. But one day he will be here to tell us more about things like that. Some chemicals can stay for a long time. And if it does happen that you are wading through water and pass some of the chemicals, it's already touching your body. So the next time, assuming that one is ready to pray about, that we need not to pray. We are only supposed to help people to change. Or there's something that we are waiting to happen to us to pray. This vacation that is coming, that is why this conference must come on. What will you use it for? If only go to your community, will you talk about synthetic chemicals and natural toxins? Will you sit on the information center and explain certain things to your people? And let them know about the danger, what will happen to us? Will you let people be aware? And will people change attitude and behavior or things like that? These are some of the things we need to look at. So certain chemical incidents can have international consequences. And so if it can have international consequences, then what about local consequences? We've said that some incidents have international consequences. What about the air? Okay, so if we pollute, there was a news item that indicated that India could actually dispose waste into the Ghanaian water bodies before we invest, and that is supposed to really remain here. And then some answers in those things. Are they supposed to affect only the people of Africa? Only the are for example, we'll be able to see being found with maybe many children. Something that's already happened. Many people are coughing blood, or many people are developing. Wow, there will be something, and then investigations will go into it. Now that we are going to have so much of production in our part of the world, how are the waste going to be managed? Who will keep watch of things like that? Who will make sure that we do the things the right way? Okay, so sometimes we won't be able to know that there's chemical pollution or contamination unless there are certain signs or symptoms. And then again, maybe those signs and symptoms, if you can relate them with the situation is associated with chemical or not. So it's not all chemical incidents that are obvious, but it's able to when we're able to handle the situation very well. And to do that one, we need people that have knowledge in terms of toxicology or epidemiology, maybe have laboratory skills, or people who can do experiments. We have professionals that we call poison experts. Is there anybody here who wants to become a poison expert? The chemistry people, the environmental health people, public health people. Maybe they play key role when it comes to identifying chemical incidents, and then again when it comes to whatever support that we need to manage them, or even when we are supposed to respond to chemical incidents, we have people who will be able to do that. How do we call those people? Maybe we can call environmental chemists, but we need not to be this before you can help us manage the proliferation of chemicals in our part of the world. Sometimes all that we need is to become what we call toxico-vigilante or vigilante. Okay, because we have something called toxico-vigilance. This is a very big thing. What does it mean? It means that when you see chemicals in your community, your town, your city, your village, some of you you decide that in your community, your farm, or for, let's say, for animal production, whatever chemicals that are used in your environment, what if you want to make it your process and make sure that you document all of them, you have a one that you can actually take pictures or make note of all of them, and you follow up to find out the ones which have been approved for the purpose nationally. Or if in a course which will require that you do such research, what are the cases conference and make it your topic, or make a topic out of it and actually teach people who have the chemical farmers, because some people be using chemicals that they don't even know, people who have the chemical farmers, because some people be using chemicals that they don't even know the origin or the interest on the origin or the interest on the society and the consequences. Why do we have such things in our society? Why do we have certain things like that in our societies? I would have to pass some of the slides so that we can end quickly. But I know we will meet again one day soon to explore some of the things. These are 10 of the major chemicals that the WHO says they are of public health concern. What do we see over there? Lead, mercury, pesticides, air pollution, mercury, pesticides, air pollution, arsenic, asbestos, benzene, cadmium, asbestos, benzene, cadmium, dioxin, and then adequate or excess fluoride. When we take any of this, we have problem in our society. Lead pollution. In Ghana here, we have lead pollution. What about the mercury issues? What about the pesticides? In the US, there are pesticides or insecticides which have been banned by the country itself because they are known to be toxic forever. But they are found on insecticides that farmers in the US use for crop or animal production. They have a lot of experts, they have a lot of policing system in place. What about West Africa, where we don't have those things? What do you think is happening here? So the last time someone posted on the page a chemical which has been banned, okay, and people are using it freely in our country. Why? And who will follow up on this one? It takes you and I. We need to be able to do something about it. How come that products which have been banned can be found in a certain country? Maybe you have a lot to tell if we are to give room for the lesson. So it means that on the day one of our presentation, what we've been able to explore is an overview of our environmental, occupational, and public health risks associated with synthetic chemicals and natural toxins. One of the reasons that we include food and cosmetics in this presentation is the fact that the maximum somebody is able to go without eating is how many days? Maybe 21 days, 7 days, and things like that. So everybody is eating. And the food we are producing may be associated with chemicals. The food we are eating is associated with chemicals. Sometimes we can go on and say that the ones that we even eat, after the digestion, after the breakdown, okay, before it goes to part of our bodies to be used, it may pass through the liver, and then the liver will filter and take out chemicals or detoxify the toxins from it. What about the ones that we apply on our body? Did you know things that we apply on our body has the ability to enter our bloodstream straight away? In other words, once toxins that may enter our mouth may be very dangerous, okay? The ones that may enter through our skin may be even more dangerous because the one that enters our mouth can go through the liver for it to detoxify it before it goes to our various places to be used. The one that passes our skin can go inside our blood directly and cause problems to us. And so it means that we need to be very careful, we need to be even more careful with what we apply on our body than what we even eat. Or we need to be very careful with both of them because we are more conscious probably of what we will eat than what we apply on our body. But both carry risks. And the ones that we apply on our body, cosmetics, may even have more risk associated than the ones that we eat. I'll rest my case here by saying that the specific objectives will actually include we explore the synthetic chemicals which are associated with pesticides, the toxins, there are natural toxins in foods that are important to us. Okay, then maybe fertilizers, for example, are important to us. Food additives. Okay, the food additives that we know, we see on television. Okay, how good are they for us? What amount are they good for us? Is it supposed to be eaten per the taste of the individual, or is it supposed to be moderated? Because some time ago, when Guinness was produced, it was sold in the pharmaceutical shops as medication. But the question is, what medicine doesn't have dosage? Toxicologically speaking, every medicine is a poison. Every medicine is poisonous. What makes the difference is the amount that you take. And so let's use paracetamol for example. Maybe you take about 2, you are relieved of headache. But what if you fetch a handful and then you take it immediately? So dosage, it matters a lot. And so the ones that we say they are natural, or maybe the ones that we use on our farms, the fertilizers, how we handle it, how our farmers handle it. Or you think that this farmer is maybe at a remote area or a poor person, so the person doesn't concern you. Look, one day you will meet a very handsome son of the farmer, and you want to marry the person. You love the person. You don't care about whether the person is rich or poor. But what kind of toxicology have gone on in the body of the farmer and has used to produce the child? Or you will meet somebody, a farmer's daughter, and you want to marry her and you love her. Okay, in other words, what I want to say is that we are supposed to be each other's keeper. And you are going to have about 5 months ahead of you. Or are you the type who is afraid to go back to your hometown? So what if when you go, you try and speak, okay, to your people, to let them know about some of these things. So that everybody become careful today, because the way the world is going, if we don't do something about it, if we don't take care, Africans will run out. Africans will be out of the world. But we need to be able to preserve our generation. We need to be able to protect our generation. How can we do that? If we can make sure that the chemical pollution, the chemical proliferation of chemicals, we can manage it properly, then our people can survive and survive properly. But if we get exposed regularly, maybe because of the food additives that we use, the cosmetics that we use, then there's going to be a problem. And so, in actual fact, this is the beginning of our conference to explore what we call the pesticides and health. Are we not tired already? Yeah. And don't you see that this program is actually a 3-day one? Yes. But we will end here for now. Thank you very much for listening.
Hello. In fact, the applause is telling me we are already exhausted and we are hungry, but I think we can still do it better for me. Thank you very much, Doctor, for the insightful information given to us this day. Some of us, because of the information we have is very little, we are not privy to some of these things, but thank you, Doctor. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, ask the item 13, but if you are hungry, you can't do it here. If you don't shy, you can do it. We are going to open up the floor to questions. If you have questions, if you have suggestions, but the time is already exhausted, but yet we can also say we won't take your views, your opinion. So if you have any questions, please, and you put up your hand, then we give you the opportunity to ask, or if you have any contribution. But in all, it should be very snappy so that you can leave here on time. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Doc.
Thanks. Doctor was saying about the skin changes. I just said as an example, in India, if you want a big company, this time they do it this way. They just send you a big machine. The machine detects your skin. If you have done some before, especially the ladies. So whether we are white or any color, if the machine detects yes or no, then you take that questions and answers before you get that company. For instance, like Amazon electronic companies. So I just make as an example, especially to my ladies or my sisters and everyone, for the skin changes, whether you are black, take it. Whether you are white, you just take it. Because the white men or the white ladies, they also give birth to blacks. And they also become happy that, oh, I've got a baby, black baby. Because my friend in India was giving a birth black. The way they were happy. So I was saying, oh, then not only in Ghana where we also get a white baby, but we also become happy. So on this note, I say this one to my sisters that any color, you just take it.
We didn't know of the number of people who are coming into the
going to the issue, government takes more money from pollution. So either for instance, if my car or doctor's car is passing with more pollution, then they just hang you around with immediate receipt and with the high charges, so that it will lend you a sense. Next time you go and do your engines and everything will be fine. Yes. So I think as time goes on, Ghana government will also make more policies on our roads, and then we also do more maintenance of our cars. Thanks a lot.
All right. Let me say two things before. We'll see. All right. Yeah. So thank you so much for the comment. It is true. All right. So in actual fact, it is something that is coming up. So if you haven't done it before, then don't begin. If you've done it, don't continue. Because sometimes it may let you lose an opportunity to work with a certain company. Just, we have what we call pre-recruitment checkups. Okay, and it used to be, let's say, your blood pressure, or maybe for your fitness and things like that, but now it is expanded to include whether you use chemicals on your body and things like that. Even the tattooing and those things are becoming of concern, so we need to be very careful. And then again, taking maybe making people to pay for non-repair of their engine is a very good step in the direction. But in the first place, why won't you maintain your engine? And if you are not maintaining your engine, then you shouldn't be on the road, because the people who are behind you, if you are saving the money, okay, for yourself, when they inhale those chemicals, what will happen to them? It means they are supposed to go and spend money to take care of their health. You see, so it is a very good thing, and I know one day soon it will become a practice also here in Ghana, in the whole of Africa. Let us push for things to be done to help us stay chemical free. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Doc. Thank you. I think one of the main was the government putting ban on imported cars and things like that, but it looks like we didn't accept it.
Thank you, Doc. Please, Silas, there are some products that have been produced and then we consume them, especially like the food. And these products, we know that they use chemicals in producing these products, and we also consume it. And you can see that you buy it and then they will write the manufacturing date, and they will not be the date that it will be expired. But we still consume it. Doesn't mean it doesn't have negative impact on our health.
All right.
Thank you for the question. Yes, please.
All right. Doc, thank you very much. On the board is pesticides. Therefore, I will speak to that.
All right.
All right. Doc, this time farmers, our farmers, and most of them are not educated. But you realize that they are the most people using the pesticide. And at times, they don't follow the protocols. Rather, what have been replicated elsewhere, or what I've done as a farmer, is what is also going to do. Directly or indirectly, we are all benefiting from the produce. This time we have genetic engineering, where even some of the products we can science some of the things. I don't know much about that though. But Doc, going forward, you made mention of residual effects from the use of this pesticide. How best can we help our farmers as graduates so that they will also know the effects of this pesticide? That is my question. That's the next one. I also have a suggestion or recommendation as far as this pesticide conference well-being is concerned. Basically, I think what we just discussed is what is mostly needed in our classrooms, or what we are supposed to learn, not the 2 pi sweats. Because with this, you can apply it directly. You made mention that our generations are going to suffer. Indeed, it's true. Let me also zoom it down to the food we've been taking from our ladies, our sisters. These days, you realize that they lay emphasis on the aroma more than the content or the nutritional aspect. The food, yes, at times, though, okay, no, it's okay.
All right.
I'm James Watson.
Yeah.
Doc,
Yes, please.
you stress on eating fruit on empty stomach.
Yeah.
And there is a school of thought that ideally, when you eat fruit on it, you have stomach upset and all those stuff. So, how valid is that, and how does it contradict your session?
Okay.
Thank you, Bob. Please, my question is, since you are dealing with toxicology, is it advisable to introduce the less using of diapers for dealing with this? The using of diapers, can they limit is because of these poisons and these toxins, can they limit it? And if they limit it, would there be an alternative to increase the intake so that the poisons and these poisons because some of these diapers, they contain some poison that they can even mutate the genes of these kids before the damage will be done. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I think let me handle the questions which have come, and then let me handle the ones which have come, and then we'll look at the rest. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So the last one that came was on the use of diapers and things like that. Frankly speaking, most of the synthetic chemicals that we are talking about and the risks associated, they come up after things have been used for some time. Remember I said that for some chemical emergencies or some incidents, as soon as it happens, everybody will realize it. But some, it takes a long time to be able to notice it. And sometimes by the time we get to know about it, okay, people may already be used to it. And so we need to now aim at what we call behavioral change communications, where we can get people to change. And the person is heading towards a stage where it is difficult now to control. So the same thing applies to some of the risks associated with the diapers and things like that. Okay, now many people have grown to adopt that one as a style, and that's what they do. But the question is, for what will be the eventual thing? Most of the times, the things that we have high risk associated with, they are alternatives. They are alternatives. So the pesticide, for example, that we are talking about, we have alternatives. Sugar, they are alternatives. Look carefully. You realize that there are plants that can have products, let's say fruits, that are sweet as sugar and can actually be used to replace sugar. Some time ago, the alternative that the diabetes people got was the honey. But today, look at the Ghana Health Service recommendation for managing diabetes. You see that the person is not supposed to take sugar. Okay, now people are very much used to eating Maggi cube and those spices and things like that. But now, if somebody has high sugar or the person is, let's say, diabetic, the person is not supposed to take all those things. What if the person is already used and the person can't eat food? Becomes a problem. But whatever the case is, where there's a way. So everything that we are using today, diet, chemicals, the food additives, when we look into it carefully, when we do thorough research, when we look around us, we will always have an alternative. So if I can't take Fanta, I can take pineapple. If I can't take malt, I can take the apple. If I can't take sugar, I can take dates. Okay, so there's always an alternative. But would the human being be willing to change? That is the number one thing. Because change is something that goes on constantly. But when you come to change of attitude, change of behavior, it's difficult for many. People will say that, oh, as for me, I like my tea with a lot of sugar. I like my tea with a lot of sugar. Okay, and then but the question is, you like your tea with a lot of sugar. The sugar is causing changes in your body. And then one day, even if in the olden days, or for up to you, there's no diabetic person in your family, you could be the first person to introduce the condition. Is that what you want to do? Or if blood pressure isn't a problem in your family, maybe in your family, the women, they grow up to 65 years before maybe they develop blood pressure, and the men 55. Okay, with your kind of eating, how you handle sugar, even the time of day that you eat and things like that, you may be the first person to introduce maybe that you should be able to also think of the possibility of doing away with some those things for the sake of the generations. Because today, one of the core emphasis is on our generations. There's a lot of chemicals. It's not only that's why we didn't talk only about pesticides or cosmetics. We were talking about food additives, things that we add to our food. So, because today most people or many people can't take cocoa without sugar or porridge without sugar. Many people don't know that taste is developed, and that if you can even stop taking your porridge with sugar for some time, your oat with sugar for some time, you like the taste of oat itself. But what if all that you know is that for this one, you only take it with sugar? Then you think you can't eat it without sugar. But you try it for some time, within 3 months, you will like the taste of oats. You'll be able to take cocoa without sugar, and you'll be able to manage your body weight and that of your future generations. Because some of the things, when it starts with you, it becomes a generational thing. And in those days where we couldn't explain, that is why people will say that don't marry from this family. Why? Maybe because they found out that there's something. Maybe they urinate a lot, diabetes, or maybe they die early, blood pressure, or things like that. But now we can explain them. And now that the knowledge has come, we need to be able to do something about it. And so who will tell us to do? You and I must tell each other, and we must reach out to others. Things that we say we like so much, we should be careful about them. We need to be careful. The things that you like, you need to be very careful. You know now, and then let's say the diapers, for example, the sugary things, they become so common. They become so the use of pesticides. Don't we have alternative to chemical pesticides we can have? But who will develop them? Because we need to develop them very well before we can really use them. And after you develop them, can you really produce enough for people? And will there be incentive from government? Because sometimes the reason why, in actual fact, on the two, we have realized that there are chemicals which are actually banned from outside, maybe in Europe. And the very year that those chemicals are banned, a lot of them are shipped to the developing country. And some of the people who are in charge, let's say political position or leadership position, they know about the fact that those ones have been banned elsewhere. And yet, because of the financial gain, they will go for them. That is why our problem can't be solved only by individuals, few individuals. Everybody, yes, it can begin with individuals, but we must get everybody on board. We must bring everybody to book. The eating of fruits on empty stomach. Yes, eating of fruits on empty stomach. It is said that the best practice is to take some water, okay, early, or the first thing in the morning. If you really take your water very well in the morning, okay, except for people with a medical condition, okay, except with people with peculiar medical condition, when you can even take orange after you have taken water and it won't be a problem. Why? Because some authorities have been able to establish the fact that fruits don't enter the stomach acidic. The fruit that we even say they are acidic, no fruits enter the stomach acidic. Okay, maybe when you take hot water, for example, does it really enrich your stomach hot? You have enough regulators, along your allergic canal, and it will help you regulate it in such a way that so it can burn your mouth. Sometimes it can even burn some part of your throat, but it won't enter your stomach to burn your stomach. In the same way, fruit, when it is chewed properly, or when you ensure proper mixing of saliva, may not necessarily cause harm unless you have a peculiar medical condition. But the advantage of taking fruit on an empty stomach, okay, it's the best. In other words, because water is the first thing, if you skip that one and you are taking the fruits, it is not good. You take water for some time, and then after some time you take your fruits and you'll be fine. And then again, it's about you preparing to eat. Okay, so I'm going to take my lunch. At what time will I take my lunch? 12 o'clock. Then I can take my fruit around 11:30 and probably wait for that 30 minutes. And then, in fact, I have even practices. You can even test by drinking water. You realize that when you swallow some of the water, okay, suddenly it will hit you. You will feel that it has entered an empty stomach. You feel that the fruit is not there after 30 minutes. As part of society, we need people to get people to wake up. And then again, it's as if we must become rich by all means. Some of you have just finished school. If you don't take care, your first goal to buy a car, to build a house. You are a graduate. Are you supposed to buy a car by all means? So in fact, so our priorities and our purpose, we need to be realistic with them. We should be patient. We should be patient. We need not to rush in life, because the rush is causing us to do so much that we are not supposed to do. We need to be very careful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ben. Very much.
Yeah, the teacher too is tired.
At this moment, we proceed to taking off the certificate or giving out of the certificate, but we want to play with those of you who have not received your item 30. Please, it's on the way coming, so just exercise patience with us. It will be with you shortly. So at this moment, photographer, please, we will need you here to come and assist us in giving out the certificate. We know that because of the time, as the certificate given is going on, we also pass on other information to you as well.
I think I have found I've seen Tajiko Adongo around. Let and this one's a okay. Okay, this one is a first student. This one is a first student. Yeah, you will do that one, and then we'll let the lady, what the name is, Eunice, deliver the certificates to the people.
Please,
but wait,
Miss Eunice.
This one, we'll let Dr. Isaac give this one to the people. Then, so we'll say that to do the code sponsorship certificate, okay, we'll invite Miss Eunice. This one, but after to do the code sponsorship certificate, we'll invite Dr. Isaac. Okay, then to do the actual certificate, then we'll invite Eunice to do. So what should I do the talking? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we are in a hurry. All right. I've seen few of the co-sponsors around. So to deliver the co-sponsorship certificate, we'll call on Dr. Isaac Berchi to help us deliver 4 certificates to our co-sponsors here. We have Mr. Isaac Arthur. Mr. Isaac Arthur. Okay, so we have Miss Lovia Abinwen. Lovia. Okay, she's not here. Mr. Jacob Adongo. Mr. Jacob Adongo, I saw him. All right. Then we have a registrar certificate also to give out to Miss Helena Aswaliwen. Miss Helena Aswaliwen. She is a registrar of the Prestige Wellbeing Conference, and she's around. Uh-huh. Yeah, so, deliver. And then, thank you very much, Dr. Isaac. Please take your seat. To help us to deliver the certificate for the participation, we invite Ms. Eunice Apia Kubi to do it for us. We have here Aisha Idrisu. Aisha Idrisu. Then we have Abdul Malik Ashabak. Abdul Malik Ashabak. Please. You're listening. No, I think the lady first. Please, we'll try and be as fast as possible. I'm sure sometimes the beginning is a challenge. When I researched into it, and I think I mentioned you, or because the new one's okay. But also, you mentioned. Then Abraham is not around. Abdul Mujiz Ali, Mr. Ali, Abdul Mujiz. Abdul Basit Mohammed, so he's here. Yeah, Abdul Basit Mohammed. Then Aminu Isifu, brother Aminu Isifu, Mr. Abdallah Mahama, brother Abdallah, Mr. Bright Watochi, There should be another person who will pick and then be arranging it. Mr. Bright Watochi, Mr. Bright Salom Obochi, Mr. Bright Salom Bochi. There. Should come to this at the background. At the background. Okay, that's one. Yeah, so talk to him. If that would be nice. All right, there's a suggestion here that we should shoot the picture to show the people at the background. Is it agreeable by you? That the cameraman should be here and then the picture should be shot here. Oh, okay, that's beautiful. Wow. usually we do it this way because of the race, so that we avoid race. Okay, but if we do it this way, then there wouldn't be any interference. Then I think it's okay. Yeah, so Mr. Bright, Salom, Bochi. You're forgetting yourself. Yeah, so Mr. Abdallah Mahama, is he here? Abdallah Mahama. And so we don't have to add the ones that we mentioned, otherwise we mention them twice.
Why you mention that it's that?
So I should put this one here because it's not here. Then Balsu Abdul Karim. Balsu Abdul Karim. Then Bismarck Kabina Tabilin. Mr. Bismarck Kabina Tabilin. Wait. It's okay. All right. So Bismarck Kabina Tabilin. That's why we wanted you to write. Those people who will be here to write their names. Would have eliminated all the people who won't be able to come. But you didn't mind me, the teacher. Because I told you it won't affect you in any way. It will rather benefit you. Baton Kabanwana. Mr. Baton Kabanwana is here. Then Miss Basira Mumuni. Mr. Collins Kuma. Mr. Collins Kuma. Miss Charity Asaka. Miss Charity Asaka.
Hello.
Mr. Benedict Jumo. Mr. Benedict Jumo. Miss Charity Tatari. Miss Charity Tatari.
Yeah. And yeah.
We have mentioned this already.
Okay.
Benedict Jumo. Yes, let's be fast.
Most they are
Miss Charity. Okay. It's supposed to be given to. I think we need one person here who will take it and arrange them in the order we are calling. All right. So who will volunteer for us? So that this is the one who is supposed to go. So it means that even when we give you some, you'll be arranging them under. Yeah. Okay, so another charity. Okay, so Miss Charity Asaka. You are the one. Then this one is Tatari. The name on this is different. That is why I said. That's why I want when we mention it, the one that we mention first, you put it on top. So the one that we mention, you put it under it and read them that way. So that when they come, okay. One brother Clement Atule Atugum. Miss Christabel Kulebi Apia. Miss Christabel Kulebi Apia. Is she here? Miss Christabel Kulebi Apia. Not here. Miss Diana Boateng. Miss Diana Boateng. Put this one under it. Miss Diana Boateng. Mr. Divine Chicheku Opon. Mr. Divine Chicheku Opon. I think it's coming. Divine Chicheku Opon. Then Mr. Derek Dansu Nyameche. Mr. Derek Dansu Nyameche. It's coming. Then Mr. Daniel Yaboa. Okay. Then Mr. Dutz Combien. let us click on that. Then Daniel Mba Gansalik now. Daniel, yeah, he's coming. Then Daniel Amwa, Mr. Daniel Amwa. Mr. Daniel Amwa also coming. Then Miss Dorothy Yambari. Miss Dorothy Yambari, she's coming. Brother Daoud Derry. Mr. Daoud Derry. He's coming. Mr. Daoud. Then Brother David Wassa. Brother David Wassa, the co-sponsor. Mr. Edmond Ej. Mr. Edmond Ej, yeah, he's coming. Then Mr. Emmanuel Na Kwebo. Mr. Na Kwebo. Mr. Frempong Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel Frempong. One Mr. Emmanuel Frempong. One Brother Edward Aripari Azigie. Mr. Azigie. One Brother Opon Boaten or Mr. Boaten.
Isaac G. Isaac G.
So Emmanuel Opon Boaten. Is Mr. Opon Boaten around? No, he's not here. Then Brother Emmanuel Osei Asibe. Osei Asibe is around. Osei Asibe. Then Mr. Eric Dasa. Brother Dasa. Mr. Ernest Kwesi Abebo. Mr. Ernest Kwesi Abebo. Mr. Ernest Kwesi Abebo, yeah, is coming. Then Brother Ernest Tete. Mr. Tete. Ernest Tete. Or Tete. I think it should be Tete. Mr. Tete. Then Sister Idinkra. Miss Esther Idinkra. Miss Esther Idinkra. Then Miss Esther Jemfi. Miss Esther Jemfi. Miss Esther Jemfi, yeah, she's also around. Then Brother Felix Tenge, Mr. Tenge, I think he wrote that he will be here. I saw it on the notice. Yeah. Miss Faustina Ejia Badek. Miss Faustina Awarensa. Awarensa. Then Miss Felicity Techi. Miss Felicity Techi, the co-sponsor. Great. Miss Grace Akosia Dede. Miss Dede. Brother Gideon Nketia. Mr. Nketia. Gideon Nketia. One Brother Godwin Tete. Mr. Tete. Miss Mensa. Miss Gipsy Mensa. Miss Gipsy Mensa. Or Sister Gipsy Mensa. I think she's not around. Then Miss Gloria Usia Amoni. Sister Gloria Usia Amoni. Oh, yeah. Grace Lady Akun. Miss Grace Lady Akun. Yeah, she's also here. Miss Hanalisa Frempong. Miss Hanalisa Frempong. Miss Hanietu Ibrahim. Miss Hanietu Ibrahim. Sister Hanietu. Helena Answalenwen. Helena Answalenwen. I will learn to pronounce her last name. Brother Isaac Techibwahin. Brother Isaac Techibwahin. Brother Isaac Techibwefo. Mr. Isaac Asane. Mr. Isaac Asane. Then Mr. Isaac Bedi Akun. Bedi Akun. Isaac.
Godwin Tete.
I think Isaac Bedi Akun. One brother Bedi Akun. Then Mr. Isaac Arthur. Mr. Isaac Arthur. Mr. Isaac Amos. Then Idrisu Zuwera. Idrisu Zuwera. Yeah, Sister Zuwera. Brother Isaac Lambon. Yeah, indicated him here. Ibrahim Abdul Hakim. Brother Ibrahim Abdul Hakim. Awudu. Mr. Razak Awudu is a co-sponsor of the conference. Mr. Razak, he's not here. Yeah, he's a co-sponsor of the conference. Shani Zuleha, not here. Okay. Then Brother Shadrach Chire Hene. Shadrach Chire Hene. Is he there? Yeah, he's coming. Then San Aaron Domala. It's not here. Seth Ametoji, Brother Ametoji. Anglo Kotikululu. Nakachi Deka no Jomibenu. Great. Mr. Samuel Ebenezer Kwame Dagbanip. Yeah. So one brother Samuel Ebenezer is not around. Mr. Samuel Opoku. Mr. Samuel Dakun Opoku. Sister Sarah Ikua Asare. Sister Sarah Ikua Asare. Miss Asare. Samuel Ebenezer. Oh, okay. We thought you are not around. So I'll give it to you. Ebenezer is the one behind the lady. Samuel Daku. Okay, that means he is not around. Miss Sadia Alimatu Idrisu. Miss Idrisu or Sister Sadia. She's coming. She's beautiful. Miss Safiano Samadu. Oh, is it Mr.? Oh, okay, Brother Safiano. Wow. Okay, I'm learning the names properly. I'm sure one day soon I'll be there. I've started learning Arabic. One brother, Samuel Dapa, Mr. Dapa is here. I've seen him. Mr. Samuel Boaten, Brother Boots. Like we will call him Brother Boots. Then Mr. Samuel Buedi. Mr. Samuel Buedi, yes, he's coming. Mr. Samuel Buedi. Then Brother Samson Bia. Mr. Bia, Nana Bia. Otunfuye Bia. That's why I've added Nana to your name. Nana Bia. Mr. Stephen Dadzi. The name Dadzi has connotation with a useful person, somebody who is precious. Dadzi. Sekana Dada. Ekuma Dada. Denchambua Dada. He's a precious person. He's a useful person. That's beautiful. Mr. Sylvester Clenson Ochei. Mr. Ochei, yes, I've seen him. I like the name Ochei because I'm hearing it for the first time. Ochei, like the Safiano. This is the first time I heard the name. Miss Sylvia Fianmoy Dutz. Miss Sylvia, she's not around. Mr. Thomas Tijamba. Tijamba, is he coming? Okay. So Brother Thomas or Mr. Tijamba. Then so Issa Husseini. It's supposed to be a Mr. Issa. Brother, you couldn't make it, yes. Then Brother Isaac Ohineba Boaten. Yes, former SRC Vice President. Great. Inusa Akud Bila. Brother Akud Bila. Or Mr. Akud Bila. Idrisu Idrisu Zakia, Sister Zakia, because this one is a female. Hetty Japan, Miss Hetty Japan, Miss Hetty Japan. Halidu Abok Saleh, Halidu Abok Saleh is around. That's beautiful. He's coming. Then Grace Tracy Abeye. Grace Tracy Abeye. Then Gladys Zim Nimfazu. Miss Nimfazu. Miss Nimfazu, she's coming. Gladys Aya.